Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your man, Legacy the Prince.
I am Queen Lee.
It's your boy DJ B4EY.
Yes, sir. It's the Fresh Leftovers Radio Show, FLOradioshow.com. You know the vibes. We live. We certified, man. We back in the building, man. We got a special guest, the big homie, one and only, Jordan Armstrong. What's up, my guy?
Yo. What's up, man?
Man, we cooling, man. Cooling, man. Glad to have you in the building.
It's a pleasure to be here. You know, like I said, I love y'all's show, man. I love what y'all do, man. Y'all killing it. So it's an honor to be on, man. Thank y'all for having me.
Man, it's an absolute
Appreciate
pleasure to have you
Super
on here
excited.
with us, man.
Thank you.
Heavy hitter, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, a
Resume.
legend. in here.
Legend.
Wow.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Right.
Resume too decorated.
Hey, I appreciate it,
It's disrespectful. I'm looking at it. Disrespectful. This
Hey,
is
you
great.
know, God's been good to me, man.
200 plus million records.
That's
That's
crazy.
great. That's disrespectful.
Hey, man, that's because it's like LeBron. I've been doing it a long
Oh,
time.
okay.
There we go. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
There we go. I'll use that.
So
Yeah,
we just found out you live here in Atlanta.
yeah. So I've been here for, I can't even do the math anymore, but since 2011, and I came here to get away from my city that I was from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I felt like I kind of reached my cap there musically, so I knew
That's
Atlanta.
just like Jesus, right?
Yeah, I
Just
know.
like Jesus.
I know, man. It was crazy because I also was a bit afraid of leaving though, because I'm an only child. You know, my mom is single. You know, the biggest thing was that I didn't want to leave my mom.
Right.
And so, and I'm a mama's boy. You know, so life was gonna be different without mama. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
And so, I think that I talked to a few of my mentors at the time that lived in Baton Rouge, and these are some people that I looked up to. I felt like was so great, and why didn't they ever leave and go out and do it?
Yeah.
And so, you know, I really talked with them before I made my decision to leave, and they were like, "Bro, you need to go. You don't have any kids. Ain't nothing tying you down. You know, like go." And so I was like, I talked to my mom about it, and she was like, "Baby, go follow your dreams."
Wow.
And so anyway, fast forward.
Really quick, why Atlanta though?
Well, Atlanta was the next place. It was the closest. You know, at this time, it was like New York, LA,
Okay.
then Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I ain't trying to go. Nah, not Detroit. Detroit wasn't it.
Gotcha.
Detroit wasn't it. Hey, listen, I love Detroit. I got family in Detroit, but that wasn't the music city no more. It ain't been music city since Motown.
Oh yeah.
Just to be
They got a whole
100 with
exhibit.
you.
We went
yeah,
to it. It was
but
dope.
it's a museum.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
It's no diss.
No, all the way.
But so yeah, Atlanta was the next place. It was the closest too. So I came.
And at that time when you came, all the artists in Atlanta was crazy.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
this is when it was really popping. And so, you know, I was working with this record label called Trill Entertainment, and they had acts like Lil Boosie, Webby, Fox, and all these different artists locally. So I knew these guys. We grew up together, and so I was making music for them. And when they got their major deal with Atlantic Records, they was coming to Atlanta all the time.
Gotcha.
So there was a chick that was running the label. Shout out to her, Courtney, man. She basically asked me and my two friends, man, if we wanted to deal with Atlantic or a publishing situation. And so she was like, I can get y'all a meeting.
Yeah.
So we like, man, we going to Atlanta, go get this money. That's what we thinking.
Yeah.
So we get to Atlanta, and they didn't give us a deal. They definitely wined and dined us though. They took us out and brought us into Atlantic Records at the rooftop, and we saw these plaques, and we sat in the office with the long table and all of that, and they just played our music. And an executive walked by, he heard the music playing, and he was like, "Did y'all do that?" We were like, "Yeah." He was like, "I got a group that I want y'all to help me out with. If y'all can produce for them, we can do some major things." So anyway, we were coming back and forth to Atlanta, and we started working with Atlantic, and we started working with different artists, and then we just decided to move. And so when we got that money, we turned up, bro. We came to Atlanta. We thought we was rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, we country boys, you know what I mean? So we come up here, we all get a spot. We got a roof. We got the high rise downtown. You know, we living it up type of vibes. And, you know, going to the club, balling out, and at the end of the night spending thousands of dollars, you know what I mean, like really turning up. And like, to me, honestly, I was a church boy / cool kid living in the hood, you know what I'm saying? So all of my life, all I knew was church.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So this was like my college. This was college to me. So when I came to Atlanta, I'm like, oh, I'm going to do whatever I want. Ain't nobody telling me to go to church. Nobody stopping me.
Yep.
I'm doing my thing. I'm about to be a bachelor. I got money. I'm finna turn up.
Yeah.
So I got here, and I mean, we probably lived it up for about 6 months, and we was all broke.
Oh.
We was broke, yeah. And shout out to Jazzy Faye, because we used to be in a club with Jazzy Faye. We got really cool. Jazzy used to have a section all the time at this club, and we used to try to keep up with him. And so Jazzy had millions of dollars. We ain't had that. So literally lost everything.
Yeah.
Dealing with that club life and that life.
Yeah.
And it really brought me back to the beginning, which is my foundation, my foundation in Christ. And I started taking my music seriously. And from there, it was really great that I lived in Atlanta, because now I'm in a city where, this is a musical city.
Right.
There were more opportunities for my music here. And so Atlanta changed my life, man. And this is where I really got my start musically, and things turned up.
All right, cool.
So when you was at Atlanta, you were saying you were just producing?
Yeah, I was just producing and writing. I was working with a lot of people. I mean, Tank, Tyrese, different people that Atlantic had at the time. They were putting us in a room with these people, or helping us get a record on them. So I was writing and producing their music. And so, which made it just such a smooth transition, because I just write and produce my own stuff now.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
So in that time frame, you saying you grew up in church.
Yeah.
And just kind of transitioning in that kind of space.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, did it feel awkward? You know what I'm saying?
It felt good.
I know.
Because some people, they like, you can
it ain't
the conviction, like
I
They
felt
lying, bro.
amazing.
They lying.
Okay,
And
good,
I'm
good.
not gonna tell you no lie. I felt really good doing it. What felt bad is whenever I hit rock bottom. And then when you sometimes when we get in those type of situations, then we start looking to God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At that time, I had forgot about God. I wasn't thinking about God. I was just thinking about every Sunday now I could sleep in, because I was turned up Saturday night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never slept in on a Sunday ever. I probably had perfect attendance for church.
Wow.
Growing up. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So this was different for me. This was my going out and experiencing life, I thought. You know what I'm saying? And so I had a good time, and I don't regret the time that I had, because I learned a lot about myself too, and I had a chance to really grow after that.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, like when we was out in the world wilding and like fornicating and stuff,
yeah.
I had fun.
Man, what?
It was fun.
Why that's the only thing you named?
He just gonna say fornication.
Right? Like what?
I mean, hey,
It was fun.
it happens out there. It does happen. It was fun. Yes, it does.
That was
It
the
does.
good sin. That felt
It
great.
does happen.
You know what I'm saying?
That
Yes.
was a good scene. That's
Had
wild.
a lot of fun, but hey, I'm married now. We don't.
Yeah,
That's long
yeah.
gone.
Please.
Long gone.
My fault.
Please.
And my wife, but check this out though. So I was best friends with a girl that lived in Louisiana still, and I was encouraging her to come to Atlanta. I was like, Atlanta's lit. Like, I promise, you trying to get a new start in life or whatever, come to ATL.
Was she in the music?
Yeah, she's in the music too. So I was like, yeah, this perfect. Just come out here. Atlanta treating me really nice. I'm like, come do your thing. And so she comes down, and we get really close, and next thing I know, we dating.
Oh, that's your wife?
Yes.
that's
And so
sweet.
I was telling her stuff, like I'm going on dates. I'm telling her stuff about my date. She like, let me see this girl you went out with last night. I'm sending her pictures, and we just talking about stuff. She telling me about her dates. I'm telling her secrets. Honestly, stuff that I probably would have never told somebody that I knew would probably be my wife.
Wow.
I never would have
right.
told her this stuff if I knew this was gonna be my wife. But I'm so grateful that I did, because we have such a strong, amazing relationship.
Transparent. Too.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
friends for real, like best friends. Like, even on days we would have an argument, like, this still my dog. Like, I be on Instagram, I be like, I know we just had an argument, but look, check out this. I'm still DMing her. Like, look at Rico and them down there, bro. Like, this is my girl. Like, this really my dog.
Not Rico,
You know what I'm
them.
saying? So I love the fact that we was able to have that time, because I didn't know I was talking to my wife.
Yeah.
Wow.
Didn't
That's amazing. That's
Nope,
beautiful.
nope.
So I got a question. I know just to jump back to the music part.
Go ahead.
After you went rock bottom and you had the moment to really reflect.
Yeah.
And what was it like creating the first song like for the Lord?
Oh man, it was from the heart.
You remember?
Now we speaking from the heart. Yeah. Honestly, I had this record. I put it on an album that I made called 52 Weeks of Summer.
I got that.
And, thank you, bro. And so this song was called Came Up. And basically, this is probably one of the first times that in my music I shared like my real life. I think that a lot of my music before that was like bops and, good times and having fun, being a Christian type of vibes. And I think this time, that song was the first time I got serious on a record, and I literally almost basically told my testimony.
Wow.
So yeah, that changed my life though, because after that I started really speaking from the heart. Before that I was just making dope music I felt that was dope to me, but still referencing Christ. But I think it got serious after that. I'm gonna tell y'all something, bro. When your pockets get slim and your belly start aching and your rent due, now you, boy, it's like the people in jail. And folks in jail start finding God and all kind of stuff when you die.
Put that little hat on.
Yeah, start wearing glasses. Yeah, now they got smart. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, reading books. Yeah, that's how I was. And so literally, I just wasn't in jail. But that changed my life, and it changed everything for me. The perspective of all that.
Facts. That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Like
All right, cool. We're gonna run off into a break right now, man. We got more with Jordan Armstrong when we get back. Armstrong. What the heck was that?
Armstrong.
FLORadioshow.com. You know the vibes. We live, we certified. We'll be right back. Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your man, Legacy the Prince.
it's your boy DJ B4EY.
Yes, sir. It's the Fresh Leftovers Radio Show. FLORadioshow.com. You know the vibes. We live. We certified. We back in the building. I got you, bro. Are you looking for the button? That's all right. I got you.
Legacy didn't used to have
Nah, he used to have buttons.
Now he got buttons.
I got buttons now.
No, Legacy. So
you
DJ is the
didn't
one that
have-
Yeah, I
always.
have buttons. I got buttons now.
Okay.
Yeah. This one me.
Not enter.
What button is it? Like
Oh, it's
a
like
letter?
Yeah, it's like all the letters on the bottom.
GGFF.
Yeah, it's like it's the combo. It's the
But he got something real though.
Cause he a real DJ.
Yeah, he a real.
Yeah.
okay.
He a real DJ.
Yeah, like he's won awards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah. So I'm just
Yeah.
yeah, man. If you're just not tuning in, man, we got the big homie, one and only Jordan Armstrong in the building with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kicking it with us, yo.
Hey,
Queen Lee.
thank you for saying it right too.
Yeah.
Jordan Armstrong.
Yeah, I saw the little thing.
Yeah, the little thing.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
people
What is
ignore
that?
the little thing.
They say
sometimes.
Jordan?
They
Bruh,
just say Jordan.
That's not the little thing. That's so
But
funny.
check this out though. So my mom was with me one time at one of these award shows, and she was like, "They keep saying Jordan." She pulled me to the side. She was like, "That is not your name." And so I've been letting people slide for years. And so she was like, "You need to let them know your name." So
Yeah.
I appreciate you saying it the right way. So that means something. That little apostrophe.
Yeah, you gotta. It's the attention to
It's
detail.
there for a reason.
You know what I'm saying?
My mom did that. So that ain't a stage name. So if
Yeah.
you wondering, is that your real? Is it really Jordan?
She trying to be
Jordan?
cute.
Yeah, you trying to be cool. Yeah, is it? Yeah, like
My baby
what?
gonna be different.
Yeah, exactly. Or they think I did it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I didn't do that. That's my name.
Yeah.
Got it.
Queen Lee, talk to us.
Yeah, so it's a question I want to ask, but I think that we too like far back in your testimony to like
Oh,
ask
no,
that right now.
go on back. Rewind it
We
back.
can wind it
then.
back.
Okay, no, well, this gonna go forward. I mean,
Oh, okay.
Oh wow.
okay, so
Okay.
this is gonna go forward because this is like present day.
Okay.
So I saw on Instagram, I want to say yesterday or the day before, you posted about wanting to be a youth pastor,
Oh, yeah.
or you were looking for some type of somewhere to serve. You want to serve somewhere, so you put youth pastor and you put another thing. Was it?
I put music director,
Yes.
youth leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why that? And then are you looking anywhere? Like,
Yeah, to be honest with you, I'm looking for somewhere. I'm not gonna say anywhere. I mean, I definitely want to be in alignment with wherever I'm going. I do have friends that take jobs and go to places just for how much they can pay.
right, without consulting God.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But that's not me. I've never been that guy. Bands don't make me dance. You dig?
Please.
So I really go where I feel that I'm called, and wherever I can really be used and be in a service for God. So honestly, I'm looking. So yeah, anybody that would love to have me, let's talk.
But why those two fields?
Yeah, I'm about to say the same.
And kids, I know you.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, when I say kids, I don't mean kids. I'm young adults.
Young adults,
you know what I mean?
teens,
I would say teens. That's a really special place for me because I remember when, as a teenager, for me, I was transitioning from, I would say, youth choir kids on Youth Sunday to becoming a young adult. And I remember that transition was crazy for me because I was just like, the music that I was experiencing as a kid and youth choir was so much fun. And then it was like when I hit like 14, 15, it's like it just started to get whacked. I was like, dang, this choir stuff ain't cool to me right now. Like all my friends listening to this, listening to that.
Yeah.
I'm getting inspired too by the stuff that I'm hearing. You know what I mean? I'm hearing R&B, hip hop, and those things. And so, which really helped inspire me to make the music that I make because I couldn't find music or I couldn't find the soundtrack of a young teenager as a Christian like at that time in my life. Like I'm like, where's the music for us? I don't want to listen to Jodeci and Pretty Ricky, but man, that's it. Where else? You know what I mean? Like I like the way this sounds too. I'm a musician. I like the chords. I like the beats. I like the melodies. I wasn't a huge fan of everything they were saying in the songs, but I was like, where's that music for us as a young Christian? And so it really inspired me to start making the music that I make. So, but I know that that's a pivotal moment in your life, like those early teenage years where you just really trying to find yourself.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're developing, you fellas getting new stuff on their body, ladies too. You know what I mean? Like you're really becoming an adult. Yeah. And so I know how hard that can be. And we all had that little phase, what they call the ugly phase. You know, where you go back and look at yourself, you like, what the heck did I look at?
What did I have on? Everything was crazy. But then you had that junk on.
Yeah.
Like back then. You like, I was fresh though.
You did. And so that place, that age group holds a special place for me, man. So I would love to help people and just help them through that phase. So
yeah,
that's
I like that.
That's dope.
That was definitely a good transition for me. Like those teenage years, our church definitely had a youth pastor, and our youth group was very active. Yeah. And to have that in church, I believe is very pivotal for the young people because they need the attention they need to.
Absolutely.
And they're going through certain things that, it is addressed, but they're not being addressed directly.
Absolutely.
When they're just sitting in at the church and the receivings, they need to have those communications and stuff.
My church didn't have that. It was just so traditional. I mean, we had a youth Sunday. But that was it. We didn't have a youth department or a youth leader or none of that. It was just, I grew up in old church. My grandfather was the pastor.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all know them churches. You know what I'm saying? So
Baptist,
we didn't have.
Baptist?
Yeah, I grew up Baptist, man. So, we didn't have that. So I love what churches have now. They actually have a sanctuary for the young.
Yeah, absolutely.
Boy, I'd have been saved a long time ago if we had that in my church.
Yeah.
So I didn't grow up like that. So I really want to be involved in that.
But the music for our youth in church is different too. Like, back then we didn't have that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't have a Jordan.
They have a lot now.
Oh, man.
So much.
My goodness.
It's the music now in Christian, and I didn't grow up in church, so I don't even know what it was back then.
Wow.
But I just know how good it is now.
It's really great now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like at a time, it was only a handful of us.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
now everybody good.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of good artists.
Crazy.
Like the quality used to be so bad for Christian hip hop and R&B, all that. They didn't even call it Christian R&B back then. They ain't have a name.
They didn't.
But like it used to kind of be lame. It was lame. And so people was turning their head. Yes, he agreed. People was turning their head. There ain't nobody want to hear that. But now it's lit. You know what I'm saying? So I love the space we in.
So what do you think about the people? Because like you do Christian R&B.
Yeah.
What do you think about the people who even just hear the word Christian R&B and be like, oh, demonic, oh, worldly, all the things?
I don't believe it's for them all the time. I think that just speaking for myself, I'm speaking to a certain audience. I'm speaking to a certain person. I appeal to a certain person. I don't appeal to everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody's not going to understand. And sometimes, too, when we get upset at people that don't understand the things of Christ.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
They don't understand the things of Christ.
Yeah.
That's just it. They don't know. You know what I mean? So we have to do our best job of introducing it to them. And so, I understand that I'm going to be misunderstood, possibly. But I know that my calling is to speak to a generation of people that understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's some music that's out now that is Christian that I don't understand. It's just over my head. You know what I mean? But I could let my little nephews hear it and they like, praise the Lord.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why it happens in every generation. It does.
We're saying that now to the generation.
Yeah, man. It happens in every generation. It happens.
Crazy.
So you just have to be prepared to be misunderstood, but also focused on the calling that God has on your life.
Yeah.
I have a question. A couple years ago, you did Church Girls Love R&B.
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
Yeah.
Why did you feel like you had to name it that? Why did you do that? When was your process of creating that whole album?
First off, Church Girls Love R&B, I thought was just a fly name. I thought that was hard. So I was like, Church Girls Love R&B, that's fly. I would definitely give that a listen. I don't even know what it is, but I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
But just kudos to myself for coming up with that. But second thing is, I really feel that church girls do love R&B.
Yeah.
And to be honest, that project was basically a ministry for me to speak to church girls, even though it's called church girls, but also church guys in church too, Christians that go through heartbreak and go through situations of losing someone or being divorced or breakups, and like we don't talk about that for us. Like, how do we deal with that as a Christian? In the world, when we're going through heartbreak, we listen to R&B music because R&B is talking about the heartbreak we're going through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Relatable.
That Mary J. Blige.
Yeah, Mary, we all could feel her. You know what I'm saying? And so we have the conferences in our genre. We have conferences for marriage, like dating. We tell us about how to date as a Christian, but we don't tell each other how to get over breakups. We don't tell each other how to deal with divorce.
Yeah.
Where's the divorce conference?
Shoot.
How do I heal as a Christian? And so when I'm trying to heal, there's nothing there for me sometimes but R&B music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I wanted to create a soundtrack for us.
I can't. Yeah, that's
when
dope.
we're going through
That's
things.
so good.
When we're going through things, and even not even just a breakup, but even just like me and my dog, we used to be real cool. We're not cool no more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how do I deal with that spiritually as a
Yeah,
Christian?
because those friendship breakups be hard too.
Yeah.
It feel like a real a relationship, especially if y'all like grew up together. All those
Absolutely.
things. That
I
y'all
lost a
hurt.
friend that I grew up with because of just life. You know what I mean? We're different now. You know what I mean? I've been friends with him since I was probably born. And so we just now in two different places in our lives, and there's a way that he lives. I don't want to live like that no more.
Yeah.
And so, but that hurt me. How do I deal with that?
Yeah.
I've known this dude my whole life.
Because then you see they life start happening. They get married and having kids. And you're like, dang, we talked about being a part of this with each other.
Yeah.
It's tough.
And you're happy for them, but you still feel that void. And so Church Girls Love R&B is not just for women, but I also gave tools on that project. I talked about breakups. I had a storyline in it, talking about how to deal with a breakup, how to deal with not being cool with your friend, or how to deal with your girl. Because I even had a second one. So
I was about to say that.
Church Girls Love
Girl
R&B
Trip
was one project, and then there's another one called Girls Trip, which I felt was Church Girls Love R&B for the guys. Because now, how do you handle your girl going on a girls trip? You know what I mean? Like the way that men feel when we checking they
go.
Yeah, when we checking their story to see what they doing.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, we checking. I got homies that can't stay off their girl
please
stories to see what's happening on that girls trip.
Are you serious?
Yeah, insecurities, all of these things that we deal with as Christians that we don't talk about. And so I did that. I wanted to do that with the music.
I love that.
Yeah.
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 I love that
Yeah.
song. That junk is dope.
Yeah.
That joint was dope.
So like just looking at the resume and just knowing all the plethora of people that you've worked with, just how crazy the trajectory went.
Yeah.
Like 200 million records is a lot.
That is a lot.
That's a lot.
I wish it was 200 million records.
It's
streams. I'm sorry.
Because, man, the records would be crazy.
Yeah.
I received it, Lord. Please allow that.
Streams, I just equate that in my head.
I got you.
So, like, how do you stay spiritually grounded through that? Because I know it's so easy. For instance, right? Knowing that your first introduction into the music world was with the record label and this, that, and the third. And then now on this side, you're seemingly having the same kind of trajectory.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? How do you keep how do you stay grounded in that space?
Beyond myself, I try to stay grounded myself. Of course, I try to stay in my word. I try to keep a great relationship and communication with God as much as I can. But to be honest with you, it's your circle. You know, it's the people around you. You know, having a village. You know, a village is so important because if you don't have that village, you out here on your own. You trying to figure it out. Sometimes I need that motivation. Sometimes I need that encouragement. Sometimes I need those reminders, that accountability person, which the first one is my wife. For sure. Like, she's probably my absolute number one fan. And I'm not saying that just because this is my wife. Like, she listens to my music like she don't know me.
Okay.
Like I'm like, hey, I'm here. Like, you don't have to play my music.
Like, I like R&B
She's like,
too.
no, I love this. Like, she loves everything about it. Yeah. And so she constantly encourages me, and also my team. You know, I have a great team that works with me, man, that is always reminding me, like, nigga, do you know who you are? Yeah, like, boy, God is using you. Like, we need you. Yeah. And so that really helps me. And also when I meet people and they give me, you know, testimonies like, bro, I can remember I was in high school or middle school, and sometimes it made me feel old, but they like, bro, I remember you were the first person I listened to that was doing this and that. Like, that encourages me. That's like confirmation. That's what keeps me going. Yeah. For sure.
That's dope. Shout out to my husband because he do that too.
Hey, man. Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah, that's right there. Okay. All right.
Well, he blushing. He started blushing and stuff. Look, he's going red.
Wow.
No, he play my music all the time. Even all my unreleased stuff. I'm in the car, he just playing the music.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I hear him like pulling up to the house.
He playing it on what? His phone, like on Spotify or something? Or he just
unreleased, bro.
She say unreleased and
I'm
out.
talking about the release joint.
He played on it? What you mean?
I'm just messing with him.
Like, nah, that's a beautiful thing
good.
Because, you know, you ain't never got to worry about him not having your back. If he playing your stuff like that. Like, my wife is in the shower, she's doing her hair, she's doing her nails and stuff. Like, she playing this music, plays my catalog like she don't know me. And I just think that's amazing. Yeah. You know, so she always got me, man. So and shout out to y'all too, man. Y'all special for that. That's good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Great sign.
So how has the impact of, you know, like Jordan Armstrong effectively translated back to Baton Rouge?
Oh, that's a great question.
That's a great question. It's really cool because, you know, I get to see a lot of people that I grew up with or people that I talked to. I also was a school teacher, a music teacher in Baton Rouge for like 2 years. So it's really cool that I get to see like a lot of my students and stuff and the impact that I see that it has made. And also Baton Rouge also gave me a day in Baton Rouge. Like, I have my own day. That was really cool. Really great honor. And, you know, I'm one of the first artists there to have #1 records on gospel billboards and stuff like that. So that was cool for me, but it was cool to happen. But when I went there and they honored me in that way, bro, it's like it was just a full circle moment because I can remember ripping and running up and down the streets, you know, halfway thugging and still going to church and still trying to figure myself out, and they're honoring me in that way. So
that's amazing.
It was a major impact, and I'm honored by that.
That's big facts.
Yeah.
About to go into the break.
Yeah. We about to run off into another break, man. FLOradioshow.com. You know the vibes. We live, we certified. We got more with Jordan Armstrong when we come back. So y'all keep it locked. Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your man, Legacy the Prince.
It's your boy DJ B4EY.
Yes, sir. It's the Fresh Leftovers Radio Show, FLOradioshow.com. You know the vibes. We live, we certified, man. If you're just now tuning in with us, we got the big homie, one and only Jordan Armstrong. What up, my guy?
Cheer.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said that.
It's cool, man. It's be the energy that we come in.
I always wanted to do that.
I always want to cheer. I don't know what that's about. I have no idea, but excuse me. Excuse me.
Yeah. My bad.
It's all good, man. All good.
Man. Yo, EY, talk to us.
So I wanted to ask you this question. What role does your Christian walk play in how you create your music?
Oh, it plays every role in my Christian walk. You know, I always want the music to reflect who I am, but also speak to, you know, a person that is like me. You know, a Christian who loves God and, you know, who's fashionable, you know, likes nice things, you know, likes a nice track, you loves good melodies, loves a good song, and something that can inspire and encourage me. I always try to make music for, in gospel music, we make music for, a lot of people feel like it's music for Sunday. But I want to create music for all moments. Like, where's the music for a girls' night?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, where's the music for girls' night? Where's the music for date night? Yeah. As a Christian. Where's the music for when I just won a championship as a Christian?
I'm a winner.
Where's the graduation for a Christian? Like, where's the soundtrack for us? You know what I mean? Because we look to the world for all of these things that we don't have.
Right.
And so I try my best to create those moments for us. So when I'm making the music, like, I'm like, what am I gonna play whenever I go up and accept the award? You know what I mean? What me and my homies about to play when we just, I don't know, won at LA Fitness. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. What's our soundtrack? What's our soundtrack? And so that's what I try to create. And that is definitely me. Like, that's my walk. Like, literally, it's that. Like, I want to create soundtracks.
So with the market of music being so saturated, like, how do you maintain your authenticity?
Yeah,
man, it's rough sometimes because there's also ministry, but there's also business. When it comes to this music thing, and a lot of times, we talk down on business because we're in a genre where this is mostly ministry. But we don't like to talk about the business. We don't say anything about the business. We ain't doing business. This for God. But we all want to make something from this. Our gift does make room for us. And sometimes it's monetary. Sometimes it's favor on our lives too. But a lot of times it's important that we talk about the business side of this, because I think I lost your question though.
I said, how do you maintain your authenticity?
Okay,
with the market being so saturated.
Thank you. At one time, I can remember I was thinking about a lot of the business of this, and it just sometimes it clouds me being authentic, because I start thinking about, this might sound good, or this is the right tempo, or this is the right beat that's gonna get everybody going crazy, and this and those things. But I think that just the keeping the vision of what God has told me to do is probably what keeps me sane, what keeps me on track, because I really could get lost, y'all. Like, I'm a producer, so I like the way stuff sound. I'm like, that sound good, but I also have to remind myself and ask myself, is that gonna reach someone? What you said? Is the verse gonna touch somebody? Is somebody gonna be inspired? And sometimes we have to remember that and think about that. So I think that's probably what keeps me straight, is just putting God first.
Yeah. So I want to go back just a little bit. I know you said that you grew up Baptist.
Yeah.
And so, okay, so first of all, what was the first church you came to in Atlanta?
First church I came to in Atlanta. It was this church called Eagle's Nest. And so, but I actually went there because I was a musician at the time, and I was trying to find me a church so I could pay my rent. So I was going to church playing the drums. I was playing the drums at this church, and a friend of mine lived here. He was finna move to LA, and he was like, bro, I got a church. You could take over my church. I'm about to go. So when I said yes, I didn't realize he was taking his drums too. And I didn't have no drums. I ain't had no drums. Yeah.
That's
so man, so
it was such a serious moment.
It's crazy. He was taking his drums, dog. So I had to borrow drums from another drummer that I knew. Go pick them up.
God forbid he take his own stuff.
Oh my goodness, yes. Go pick up the drums before service and then take them to that church, set up. That church was paying me $100. The dude I was borrowing the drums for was charging me $50.
I knew you was going to say $50.
Not you.
So I was making $50 and I didn't have a car. I was borrowing my roommate's car to do that and giving him $10 a gas.
Yeah, because gas was different.
So I was making $40
a
Sunday, hoping that I can pay my $350 rent for my room that I had at the house with all of my homies. So Eagle's Nest was the first church I went to. Shout out to them. They big time now. They mega church now.
They got their own drum sets now?
Oh, they got all kind of stuff. They got everything.
Okay, all right. Eagle's Nest
church.
So was it hard? So I know, so it's a lot of people. One of my friends, her name's Shay. She be talking about how she's from Florida, and she talked about how coming from a very Baptist church, here now going to a non-denominational church, how like it just don't be enough for her. She was like, I need somebody screaming. I need somebody running around church. I need somebody. So has it ever been a point for you where you just like, but you know, that's how she
grew up.
Like, I remember she had
saying.
told me, she said, when I first came down here and I saw somebody at the altar saying, God is about to deliver you from this spirit. And she said, no, you need to tell them. You need to start speaking it to us. You need to, that's how you do deliverance. So she was, you know, that's what she grew up in. So was it difficult for you coming from a church where you was there every single week, your mama didn't let you miss a Sunday, and then coming to like non-denominational side?
It wasn't that difficult, but I did have those Sundays where I missed, you know, shouting and a pastor tuning in at the I missed that sometime. You know, I did. There was some moments I missed a choir.
Yeah.
You know, they had a praise team, you know what I mean, instead. And I was like, sometimes I missed a choir clapping and robes and all of that. So I did have those moments, but I wasn't too let down. Sometimes I would go to a church that was like that. You know, at that time, when I knew I wanted some of that type of feel, I would go to Bishop Morton's church.
That's crazy.
He's from out of New Orleans too, but he's here. PJ's dad.
Paul Morton?
Yeah, Bishop Paul Morton. I would go visit there because I knew that they was going to give me that gospel, that church, you know. And then I was at Victory World Church where they was talking how you just said, good morning, Victory. Hello, everyone. God bless you. Oh, my God. And the sloppy wet kiss and Jesus and all of that.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And so I had that experience, too. And some Sundays, I enjoyed that. Yeah. I ain't going to lie. Some Sundays I did. And then so I was able to, since I wasn't really at a church, I was able to church hop. Whatever I felt like today, I'm like, I feel like some hooping. I'm going to go to the Baptist church. And I felt like some drums and hill song, I would go to where they do that at.
Yeah.
So,
That's funny because, you know, we're actually at his old church, Paul Morton.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's where we're at.
Oh, wow. This is it?
No, the 2019 where they
Oh, y'all.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's where we are now.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. So I used to visit there.
It's crazy. I got a question, man. You have something?
Yeah, I'm going to ask about the single.
Go ahead.
Well, you had released a single called The Light.
Yeah. Yes.
What inspired that song? Because I actually been having that on replay.
Wow.
I love that song.
Thank you, man. The inspiration for that song was I had a dark year last year, 2024. And when I say dark, you know, you can just think of all kind of things when you say dark. But it was just a year of really learning for me. I went through like a crash course through finances, spiritually. I had become a new father. You know what I'm saying? Me and my wife had a daughter. And so like it was a big transition for me mentally, spiritually, and financially. And I had hit that rock bottom again. Yeah. You know, and so I had to really try to find light in that darkness. And usually when I go into the studio to work on music, like I said, I try to think of tempo. I try to think of radio. I have most of my successes at radio. So I try to make sure I'm giving the radio what they want from me and all of these things. And this time I was like, God, give me a song. Yeah. I need a song. I need you to speak to me. And he literally gave me the words to that song, The Light. You're the light, you're the light, you're the light. And when I was hearing it, I was just like, oh my God, I started to see the light. I started to come alive. And it was just a reminder that he's a light, of course, but also that I have a calling to be a light in dark places. Yeah. And even though I'm going through this dark space, the light is definitely the next phase. And so when I came up with that song, I had my wife come in and she did the backgrounds. We faked the crowd on that song in the choir. And we put it together, but I also wanted that song to also feel like how I used to feel, like I said, when I used to sing in youth choir. When I was a kid. Like, that was some of the most happiest times for me in church. Like, that was the time. Even people from the neighborhood that don't even go to church, that would come to church and be singing with you. Like, that was just good times when you were a kid in church, getting in trouble and singing and just being bad. Like, that was good church to me. Yeah. You know, and so I wanted the record to feel like that. And so The Light has definitely been a light, man. It's probably one of my biggest streaming records in the first week that I've ever had. And the song hadn't even gone to radio yet. So
it's definitely
that's dope.
I definitely can hear it on the radio for sure. Yeah. It's really a dope song.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much.
And I've been needing
that song changed everything.
I ain't gonna lie, I've been needing it because, you know, it's been, you know, when you're doing stuff like where we are, like church and building it up, it can get a little dark.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what I'm
man.
saying? Just so many changes, so many things.
Yeah.
But sometimes I need a song to get me out of my moment, or I need it at that moment.
Yep.
And sometimes I'll just tell, hey man, play this song right quick.
Bro, it did that for me. And after God gave it to me, I just knew. I was like, oh, when I put this out, I pray that someone else is gonna feel like me. You know. And a lot of times too, as a musician and as a producer, you know, we make songs and we come up with these cool lines. We come up with all the punch lines. It just feel good. It sound good. And then after we done, we say, "Here, God, bless it," and let it go out into the world. And sometimes we have to switch that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? No, it should be God first. That's how I used to make music before I was making money. Yeah. When I wasn't making no money, I was all about Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Like, please give me the music. And so when I started to become a businessman in this, I started putting business first. And God had to, he shut it down last year. And he brought me back to the beginning. Yeah.
Wow, that's so good.
Yeah, straight up.
Ooh. That's tough. All right, man. What is something that God has recently revealed to you about yourself that surprised you? Something that you thought you may have mastered, and it's just like, I'm still like, it's still, you know what I'm saying?
Obedience. Obedience.
Go on that.
I thought that I was obedient, and I realized that I've been knowing God for so long. I've had a relationship with God for so long that sometimes when he tells me things, I may take it for granted, or I might say, okay, yeah, God, I hear you. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna do it soon. I'm gonna do it next summer. That's gonna hit real good next summer.
That's crazy.
Or I'm like, oh God, nah. I know you're saying right now, but I gotta do this first, or I gotta do that first. And obedience is something that I truly believe that God honors. And when he's telling us to do something, he's telling us to do it. And me being so familiar with the voice of God, I took it for granted. I was just like, oh yeah, God always talk to me. God speaks to me all the time. And so now when God speaks to people that he don't speak to often, they go and do it immediately.
Right.
And sometimes they be so scared they go do it. They like, he came to me in a dream. He told me
why you playing?
Yeah, he told me to stop playing.
One of them.
So, because they don't get that all the time. But since I was so used to hearing God all the time, sometimes I was still doing it my own way.
Familiar.
Yeah. And so I was talking to this pastor one time too, and he was telling me about how obedience is so important, and sometimes we can think that we're doing the right thing, but we still aren't being obedient to what God is telling us to do. So he said that God told him to help this family. They needed a car, and so God told him to go to the dealership, put a down payment on this car for this family, and just bless them. And so he said when he got there, he saw the family, and he was about to pay the down payment, and he said, I'm gonna just buy this whole car for them. He bought them the whole car. They just fell out. They were crying. They lost their mind. They were just like, oh my God, Pastor, you bought me this car. Oh my God. And he was like, yeah, I got y'all. I did that. God bless y'all. And he said when he got back to his car, God said, I didn't tell you to do that.
Dang, that sounds
like
like
to do the down payment.
Yeah, I told you to do a down payment.
So
I didn't tell you to. You don't know what my plans are for these people.
Exactly.
Because God wanted to build his credit.
He possibly. You know what I'm saying? Now you in the way. Now you in the way because you think you doing something over what God told you to do. God wants us to do the specifics.
Thing,
He don't want us to do nothing extra. Sometimes we just too extra. And honestly, paying off that car, he said too, paying off that car, it made me realize too that I was being a little bit of a like, oh yeah, I got it. I got you. I'm like, I got it. He like, oh, that's your ego.
Yeah,
I told you to pay the down payment. You doing
He just want 10%.
I just want you to. That's it.
He just want 10%. That's it.
So being obedient, man, is not just a thing. Like God is really big on specifics. When he was telling folks in the Bible what to do, he was giving them play by play what to do. Yeah. And if you go off of that, you are out of the will.
Facts.
And y'all, when we out of the will.
Look at Saul.
It's over. It's over. You know, you got to do a lot of work to come back. It's a lot of work. And I love the fact that, you know, God chastises us and we have those moments. He does allow us to come back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there is always another chance.
Thank God.
Thank you,
Thank you
Jesus.
for grace, Jesus.
Another
Thank you,
one.
Lord, for mercy.
Bruh, I was in the wilderness for way too long last year. And a lot of it was because of me.
Yeah.
It was me. I wasn't being obedient. So I learned that I needed to be more obedient because I thought I had obedience on lock because I be doing what God say. I thought.
Yeah.
But I do it whenever I want to do it my way. And that wasn't obedience.
Like Jonah too.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, sir.
It's all.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think it's very important. I think even in delayed obedience, like delaying what you're supposed to do affects a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
So even putting it off for a day can affect the. Not that God can't, do what He's gonna do anyway, but it obscures His plan.
Absolutely.
So we got to be intentional in what He says. I mean, He's very meticulous. Is that? Yeah, He's very meticulous in what He says. I just remember the story of was it Saul? Yeah, Saul. Yeah. When he was told to wait. Yeah. Well, who was the prophet at the time? I can't never get the name.
I'm at the Google, but I know you're talking about.
Yeah. So he got impatient.
Yeah.
And because of his impatience, he was like, when he pulled up on him, he said, who? Samuel?
He said Samuel.
Was it Samuel?
I think it was Samuel.
Okay.
Then when he pulled up on him, he was like, yo, what are you doing?
Yeah.
He said, you were told to wait. He was like, well, you didn't come on time. I thought it was da. He was like,
wait.
And because of that, he basically killed. God was like, I'm disappointed. He ain't gonna be king no more, basically. Yeah. And he killed him. He ended up getting killed off, and his son. Yeah.
Crazy.
And David came along, which David was obedient. He had his moments.
Yeah. Obedience is important, man. It just really is. Obedience is important even in our day-to-day.
Yeah.
Just even on a flight, obedience is important. Don't stand up. Sit down. Put on your seatbelt. Don't open the door while we're in the air. These are things that are critical, y'all.
Yeah. Look at Legacy.
We listen to that.
Yeah.
We listen to that.
And that's how urgent we need to think it is.
Yes.
With God. Think about it like it's your life. Because it is your life, what He's telling you to do.
Absolutely, y'all. And that's how we have to think about this. Sometimes we have more faith in material things or the world stuff. Sometimes I have more faith in a chair. When I sit down, I know it's going to hold me. Sometimes I throw myself down in the chair. I get to my house and sit on the couch, just sit down. What if it just crumbles? I have so much faith. I got more faith sometimes in the chair than I do God.
That's crazy, that's bro. Wild.
That's out of line. So we have to really, really focus on building our faith and also building on obedience. God honors obedience. If we was as obedient to God as we are to things that we do on a daily basis, we will be so much further. A lot of times we're believing God to do something for us that He hasn't done in our time, and we're like, man, where you at, God? God, like, you still haven't done the first 3 things I told you to do. Sheesh. And you trying to get to 5. You ain't do the first 3 steps, and you ain't do it right. You halfway did it. My mama I used to do my homework wrong. She'll erase it all or tear my paper up.
Yeah,
I'm like, come on, man. She's like, no, do it right. That's not how you supposed to do that. Yeah, start over. We hate to start over. Yeah. We hate to start over. But if you do it right, you ain't got to.
I'm just letting you know I'm taking notes on that obedience thing.
Hey, bro.
I'm taking that.
Obedience is key. That's so God's been dealing with me with that. So that's what I learned. That's the answer.
That's tough. That's tough, man. I usually ask this question before we wrap up. The Bible was rewritten, and they put a book in it.
Yeah.
Of Jordan Armstrong. What is 3 things you want to be known by?
Oh my God. I'm gonna say music, since we had Solomon in those books. I would definitely probably write some good poetry. I want to talk about some good things. Nobody's ever asked me that question before. Where do you get that from?
I'm a journalist.
Book of me?
Yeah. I'm nice with it.
I don't know. I guess
Come on, bro. It was a joke.
I just want some good testimonies. I want some good stuff. I want my story. I'll say that. My story. I tried to run the music, but I would love for my story to be in there.
What 3 things about your story?
Oh my goodness, how I found God would be one. How my relationship changed when I met God, the process of my relationship, and how I grew in God. Those are probably the 3 things that I would want, because I feel like my story is most definitely a testimony, and you know, usually in the Bible too, we get to see the person from start to finish, and sometimes we see the person just for one season of their life, and that's all the Bible talks about. We never know what happened after that, you know. But if we're gonna have three things for me, I want the start, the middle, and the end. So if they do that, I gotta be gone when they write my I gotta be dead. Cause I want the full story. I want to know everything happened to me.
Yeah.
Straight up. So yeah, that's a cool question.
Well, they gonna need you first, brother.
Hey man, hey.
They gonna need you. You gotta get
I help them write it.
Right,
then I leave. On the
said,
the last word, I'll be like, period. Yeah, so that's it. Yep,
I fought the good fight.
Yes, he fought the good fight. I'm gonna say that. I fought the good fight. Period. And I'm out.
That's crazy. You enjoyed yourself, man?
I did, man. Y'all got it going on, bro. I love the vibe. I love the feeling in here, man. And I appreciate y'all having me. It was fun.
Absolutely, man. Let everybody know the socials, where to get the music, where to stream the new joint out, all that.
So super cool. Jordan Armstrong is my name, but Where's Jordan is where I am everywhere on Instagram, Twitter, everything. That's WHERESJOR_DAN. Y'all can follow me there if you want to reach me quicker. Instagram is probably where I'm at the most. Yeah. And JordanArmstrongMusic.com. If you want me to come and visit your church or be a part of whatever you have going on, definitely hit that booking tab. I would love to come and see y'all. All right? Yeah.
Facts.
Oh yeah, new song "The Light" out right now. Yeah, right now, everywhere.
Yeah. Stream it.
Yes, sir.
Most def, man. Yo, you heard it live. We here, man. FLORadioshow.com, man. You know the vibes. We live. We certified. We in the building, man. Jordan Armstrong, man. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, brother.
Yo, it's a revolving door, man.
Hey,
it's a revolving
let's
door.
Go.
Like, pull up.
I'll be back.
Pull up.
I'll be back. Y'all just in Decatur.
Yeah,
that's all right. Y'all just right at the block.
Yeah. Down the road from the house that got kicked in.
Yeah, right there. Exactly. I got history over here. Yeah. Shout out to Pantherville. Yeah. Pantherville.
My partner. That's
so
right.
My partner them.
Yeah. You don't know nothing about my partner.
Yeah, I know about it. I was in there. I'm trying to tell y'all. They kicked my dough in. I'm official now.
That's crazy.
Oh my God,
them did it.
That's funny.
My bridesmaids coming out to that song. That's why it's so funny.
That's cool. Hard. We got some heat. We got some heat, bro.
I know what y'all. I wrote the list.
Get my dad back, man. Get my dad back.
He like, yeah, she did write the list.
Bro, what do you do? It's Jordan Armstrong, man.
We got some heat. My dog for sure. Who? Like, come on now.
Oh man, it's Fresh Leftovers Radio Show. We out.